Hola mundo, buenos días. Yo me llamo señor Bellis y en este video vamos a practicar y aprender los verbos reflexivos en español. So we are going to take a look at reflexive verbs in Spanish. I do have other lessons on this topic. If you want to find those, go ahead and search YouTube for Senor Bellis Reflexive, and I'm sure you'll find some of my other lessons on this topic if you want something else. But we're going to do this as though you have not yet learned these. So reflexive verbs can be defined in a few different ways. For this lesson, we're going to define them as verbs for which the action of the verb is reciprocal, meaning that the person that's doing it or people that are doing it to themselves, or the person is doing it to him, herself, or to herself, and so on. So you'll get the idea here as we go on. So when you're conjugating a reflexive verb, it does require one additional step. Reflexive verbs look like this. They have like the AR verb like that, but then they all end in se. You'll notice that a se on the end of them. So here are some reflexive verbs that some of my students are using right now in class. So I thought I would just give these to you really quick, the pronunciation of them, and because we're going to do some activities with these verbs here as well. So just so you know how to pronounce them, we have acostarse, afeitarse, arreglarse, bañarse, cepillarse el pelo, despertarse, ducharse, lavarse, lavarse los dientes, levantarse, maquillarse, peinarse, ponerse la ropa, quitarse la ropa, secarse. And I want to point out a couple things here. Acostarse over here, despertarse right here, those are both boot verbs in the present tense. And I also want to point out that for brushing one's teeth, lavarse los dientes is one way that I've learned it. I've also had people tell me that you can use cepillarse los dientes, which actually cepillarse makes more sense because cepillarse does mean to brush. So that makes more sense. Whereas lavarse means to wash. So wash your teeth, brush your teeth, whatever. Probably different depending on where you're from, really. So when conjugating a reflexive verb, it's sometimes easiest to first remove the reflexive pronoun. That's the se at the end of the verb, and then conjugate first the AR, the ER, or the AR verb that's left once you remove that se. And then once you finish doing that, you're going to want to change the reflexive pronoun as necessary. So if you're conjugating just the verb ducharse, for example, what you're going to want to do is this se right here. It's going to be detached from the duchar. You're going to put it in front, and then you're going to change it to either me, te, se, nos, os, or se, depending on who it is that we're talking about. And then what's left is duchar. It's just a regular AR verb, and you're going to conjugate duchar in the present tense. So this verb would sound like me ducho, te duchas, se ducha, nos duchamos, os duchais, se duchan. So all these verbs work the same way in that the se comes off, you put it in front, you change it to me, te, se, nos, os, se, and then you conjugate what's left. So that's how you conjugate a reflexive verb in the present tense. So I have got some practice here for you along with the answers. So we'll go through it here. So sample practice. For these first two, I want you to see if you can conjugate the reflexive verb correctly. If you want to do this before I give you the answers, go ahead and do that. You can pause the video. So the first one, mis amigos, and then relajarse mucho. So relajarse, I'm going to take the se off, put it in front of the relajar, and I'm actually going to leave it alone because my friends, the se will stay the same. And then what's left is relajar. We'll conjugate that to relajan. The answers are also included on this handout here for you, right there. Number two, we have the two form of levantarse, which is going to be te levantas. And then part two here, I want you to answer the questions with complete sentences and using these reflexive verbs in them. So the first question, a qué hora te acuestas, is asking you what time do you go to bed. So for me, I might say something like, me acuesto a las 11 de la noche. And then for number two, ¿prefieres bañarte o ducharte? Do you prefer to bathe or shower? So I put both my answers down here for part two. Prefiero ducharme, or you could say me prefiero duchar. Or if you like to bathe, you could say prefiero bañarme or me prefiero bañar. So for this question, I have two verbs involved. I have the prefer and the shower, or the prefer and the bathe in the answer. When you have two verbs, you can put the pronoun, the reflexive pronoun, in front of the conjugated verb, or you can attach it to the second verb. You kind of have a choice there. Hopefully you've been learning some of this stuff as you learn pronouns in your Spanish classes. So what I want you to do here is I have an activity for which you can practice. The first five, I just want you to conjugate those verbs into the present tense. And in the second five, you have 5 questions, which all include reflexive verbs. I want to see if you can conjugate those reflexive verbs correctly and answer the questions. So if you want to go ahead and do that right now, you can pause the video and do it. By the way, everything that you're looking at here on the screen is available to you. There's a link in the description of the video, and that link will take you to this document, and if you want to print it off and take it with you, you are welcome to do so. So I'm going to start going over my answers right now, so pause the video if you want to do that. So I'll just read, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read the answers up here because it'll be better in a sentence. So number one is going to be, ellos se cepillan el pelo por la mañana. 2, yo me seco después de ducharme. 3, nosotros nos arreglamos antes de ir a la escuela. 4, tú te acuestas a las 9 de la noche. 5, ella se quita la ropa antes de ducharse. Okay, and then the questions after that we have, ¿a qué hora te despiertas? So what time do you wake up? Me despierto a las 6 de la mañana. 2, ¿se maquillan tus amigos mucho o poco? This one's asking, do your friends put on makeup a lot or a little? So, mis amigos se maquillan mucho. 3, ¿te peinas o te cepillas el pelo? Do you comb or brush your hair? Yo me peino mi pelo. Me peino el pelo. 4, ¿a qué hora se levanta tu amigo? So what time does your friend wake up? Mi amigo se levanta a las 5 de la mañana. I'm sorry, get up, not wake up. And 5, se lavan las manos tú y tus amigos después de usar el baño. Do you and your friends wash your hands after using the bathroom? And I think my answer for that one was, no, nunca nos lavamos las manos después de usar el baño. So those are the answers for those first 10 there. If you want some additional practice, there's a couple things we can do. One, you can search YouTube, like I said earlier, for Senor Bell's Reflexive, and you can find some extra help. Or I do actually have a crossword on the next page, which involves conjugating reflexive verbs in the present tense. So if you want to, this, again, is available to you in that document. Go ahead and open that up and see if you can do the crossword. And I'm going to start going over the answers for you pretty much right now. So do that if you want to do it, because here come the answers. All right, so we got vertical. 1. Ellos no se quitan la ropa en la clase. 2. Yo me despierto. I'll write the answers over here so you can see them. Ellos no se quitan. 2. Yo me despierto. 3. Nosotros nos bañamos. 5 vertical. Tú solo te duchas. All right, horizontal. Ellos se cepillan. Nosotros nos maquillamos. 4. Chris no se lava. 6. Ella se arregla. 7. Ella se seca. 8. Yo me acuesto. 9. Yo me pongo. The yo from a ponere, hopefully learned that before. It's a bit irregular. It's one of those go verbs. Yo me pongo. And 10. Tú te afeitas la cara. So those are the answers for the crossword puzzle. Hopefully they'll fit. If they don't fit, do me a favor, let me know, because I want to fix that crossword puzzle. That is pretty much this lesson. If you have any questions at all, or any concerns, or something isn't working out here for you, please let me know in the description of the video or in the comment section below, and I will get back to you promptly. Otherwise, thanks for watching and enjoy your day.